Hello everyone, the Chart Guys have been working on an introductory technical analysis course for quite some time now, and after surveying hundreds of traders with what would be the most sought after information regarding technical analysis, we came up with this course, When to Enter and Exit. It covers over 5 hours of the basics on when to enter and exit, and we feel after watching this course it will help build a foundation of technical analysis knowledge which will eliminate a lot of the uncertainty in the world of trading stocks. So the course outline, we go over the psychology of trading, establishing a game plan, the different indicators we use to signal a bullish and bearish entry, how to recognize support and resistance levels, poor entries, where traders make mistakes, exit targets, how do you know where to sell your trade, where to place stop losses, that's very important, minimizing losses is what keeps you in the game long term, my personal preparations, how I go about getting ready for each trading day, and then piecing it all together, utilizing all the information we just learned and how to apply that in the real world for making successful, profitable trades. As a bonus, we also include a lot of information on finding entries and exits utilizing patterns, and you can find these patterns on every time frame on pretty much any stock and commodity trading, and certainly being able to recognize those patterns can give you an edge as well. So we hope you will check this out. Again, it's an introductory level course. So if you are new to technical analysis and trying to get a firm grasp on things and feeling a little bit overwhelmed, then this course is for you. I hope you check it out. Appreciate you watching. Hey everyone, checking in on Canadian MJ. We're going to look at CGC, MT, ACB, EMC, APH, OGI, and CMED, CMED. So starting with CGC, we saw an end of the day run up between CGC and MT, and it did trickle over into some of the other names, but it was certainly the strongest in those two, so that has me leading to believe that it is related to the pending deal that we are waiting on here, getting closer and closer. So a nice strong end of the day, and that volume picked up towards the end of the day, so we see an increase in volume. Again, as I always say, the bulls want to see decreasing bear volume on a pullback, and we've seen that pretty much since we hit the bottom, this little temporary bottom down at the end of December, and it's been higher lows since then. You can see decreasing bear volume, and then over the past, Wednesday, Thursday, decreasing bear volume on that 2-day pullback, and the bulls bouncing and closing strong. So a new support is 966. The must-hold level was 941 to maintain the higher low pattern, and now we have a new higher low at 966 right off that middle Bollinger Band daily support. Very strong close over $10. Resistance from here was up at 10.09 and then 10.39, and we did break up above 10.09 just by a penny. We need to see further follow through. The upper Bollinger Band is tight, but you can see it's just beginning to ascend to the upside to create more room. That's up at 10.31. And a break of 10.39 would be a great sign for the bulls and show a lot of strength going forward. We have individual names like APH and ACB that have already broken their high of December 14th, which for CGC is up at 11.17, so still some work to do there, but the bulls are in full control on the daily time frame. Weekly time frame, you can see that as well. Nice bull break of the inside candlestick right at the end of the week. Now we need that momentum to carry over into this coming week. Holding exponential support and looking to break 10.39 resistance. That's the goal for the bulls early next week. MT saw that strength as well. New higher low for MT on support is going to be 675, a little double low the 2 of the past 3 days. Resistance is up at 697 and 698, so a little double top at that level. And the December 14th high, that's up at 745, so still work to go there. But the momentum favors the bulls. Same story with the volume and the weekly time frame. Really nice follow through. And actually, the weekly time frame for MT is slightly better than for CGC. You can see we have not broken the high of 2 weeks ago for CGC. And on MT, we are at that high, and we actually did break it by 2 pennies. ACB, I'm still holding my position, still liking the action as long as we keep seeing higher lows. So the must-hold level for me was 237 at this point. Now I will exit my bullish position if we break 251. Close at the high of the day up at 260. We've got a bunch of resistance in the low 260s. I'm looking at 262 and 265, and then we're looking up at 278. So there's some nice room to the upside if we can get over our recent high of 265. Nice trend. Bollinger Band's creating some more room to the upside. They've been ascending for a while now and really looking good. Middle Bollinger Band, 50-day moving average are supports. Bulls fully in control. Nice follow through on the weekly time frame. And you can see that I'm just walking my stop loss up. First I had my stop loss at break even, back down at 230. Then I walked it up to 237, the clear support. And now we have another clear support, 251. So each time we establish that support, I lock in more profit just by moving that stop loss up. And if I get stopped out, I can just take a step back and reassess the situation, because the stock is not going to turn right around and run away without me after breaking a key support level without me being able to get back in. Weekly time frame, just saw that, looking good. EMC, scouting a potential bullish entry here. I did lock in half of my ACB profit back. See what day was that? That was this day, January 10th. So locked in half that profit, and I'm looking to put it either in EMC or APH. Now EMC, I'm not ready just yet. I want to see a little bit more consolidation. We did not confirm the bullish reversal hammer off the middle Bollinger Band daily support. We are still holding that middle Bollinger Band daily support. But if we lose that level, the next support's all the way down at 350. So 50 cents on a $4 stock, certainly significant. And I wouldn't want to jump in too early, as it does look like the bears are certainly still in control. We would have to get over these exponential resistances and really see a break of 415 to be confident that the bulls are going to hold this middle Bollinger Band. So if we lose that middle Bollinger Band and lose $4 support, I'm going to be scouting down in the 350s for a potential entry. And why I hesitated from getting in on Wednesday on that nice bullish long lower wick was the weekly time frame, because we had a clear bearish reversal doji last week and we confirmed it this week, losing the upper Bollinger Band support and showing our first consolidation here on the weekly time frame. So we're going to be very patient with EMC, and it's the kind of scenario where if I don't get that mid 350s entry and I don't get the setup that I like, I just move on and find another trade, and that's probably going to be APH. So being pretty picky and waiting for the trade setup to meet my criteria and being patient is the key. APH, bulls also holding up and closing near the high of the day. So our low was 521, and now we have a higher low at 548, a little double low 2 of the past 3 days. Resistance is 565. That could be a signal for a bull entry, or if you made a bull entry regardless, you could exit with a tight stop at 548 or a more loose stop if 521 were to break. So resistance is 565 and then up to 573. And the bulls are in control here just like everywhere else. All these big names seeing some nice follow through from their lows from the end of December. Weekly time frame shows that exponential moving averages are still support. And we do have a bunch of resistance in the 570s, 572, 573, 575. We need to see the bulls get over 575 to be very confident in continuation. OGI, the weakest, rejecting from exponential resistance ever since the bad news hit. Lower high, lower high, lower high. And we're getting to a point where a break is imminent, either between the 100-day moving average support of 258, but I'm looking at the price action here, 253 and 251. Must hold supports to maintain these little higher lows, and the bulls clearly have to break this lower high pattern. I'm looking at 272 resistance and then up to 285. So personally wouldn't be anywhere near this name. Why would we play the most bearish chart bullish? No reason to do so in my opinion. Plenty of other names to be looking at. Weekly time frame, trying to hold the middle Bollinger Band and we close below it by a penny. You will be hard pressed to find another Canadian MJ play that has lost its weekly middle Bollinger Band. So that is a clear bear break. We had the bear TCG cross of these exponential moving averages, bearish MACD cross, and it's not looking good. I mean, it's still fine. Trend is still intact. And if we were to break 232, that would be a huge red flag. But other than that, bulls are still maintaining higher lows. It's just not anywhere near as strong as the other names. CMED, not a lot of trading history here, but losing $11 as support, which was very clearly where the bulls were making a stand, is bearish, in my opinion. So I want to be patient here. If I were looking for an entry, we've got support at 1090 and then down to 1078 with resistance at 1112. So if we just keep setting lower highs and lower lows, obviously the bears are in control, and we need to see strength and conviction. We have not seen a strong day like we saw back here these 2 days, January 5th, January 6th. You can see since then it's been all red days or some weak green days without any follow through. So this is another name. If I were looking for an entry, I'd be very patient and waiting for either an entry off of some support, either 1090 or 1078, or getting in on a key resistance break 1112. And whenever I'm getting in on a key resistance break, I want to make sure that the bull volume is sufficient and increasing over previous day's candlestick to be confident that there's some momentum behind that move. So me personally, still holding some ACB, scouting EMC, but being picky and waiting for the mid 350s, and also watching APH, liking how that chart is going. And I do like APH because we broke that high of December 14th first. That was at 556, and we broke the lower high pattern before anybody else did. And since then, ACB has broken it, but only by 1 penny, and nobody else has out of the big names. So keeping a close eye on APH and EMC into next week. We'll check back in eventually. I appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great weekend.